Ladies and gentlemen, Street Talk and other stuff. Nice to be here today on this Monday morning in September. Good to have you. And I got a really, really cool guest here today. I've had him on before. I'm very proud to have him back. But before we start, I just want to ask you, have you ever heard of Murphy's Law? This is something that's predominant in my life. Murphy's Law, of course, means if something is going to go wrong, it will. Now, have you ever heard of Cole's Law? It's shredded cabbage. Okay, but I was at a funeral the other day. It was a sad thing, you know. It was a friend of mine, and a man leaned over to my deceased friend's wife, and he said to her, "May I say a word?" She said, "Sure." So he stood up and he said, "Plethora," and he sat back down. And as he sat back down, the wife turned around to him and said, "Thanks. That means a lot." I'm gonna get in trouble when I tell jokes about funerals. Somebody always complains, "You've never had a loved one die, have you?" Well, yeah, I guess I have, but all right, fine. Street Talk and other stuff. Mike, Maddog, Magnotti. We will be back in a minute. You stick around. We'll be right back.
Hey friends, this is the Discovery Center at Rocky Reach Dam,
where things look exactly like they did in the 1960s. Say cheese. Turns out the way people learn has changed a lot since then.
Gee, Pop, that lecture was swell.
It's about time to create some new and exciting ways to interact with the story of the PUD and our valley. We'll be closed next year while we make some magic happen. So stay tuned. We'll keep you posted on the journey.
Hi, this is Brian Snyder with Black Rock Asphalt Services here in Wenatchee, your local Black Rock Seal Coat company. Have you looked at your driveway or parking lot lately? Is it gray and oxidized? Does it have cracks that have not been taken care of? Or do you have striping that is pretty much non-existent? Please give us a call locally here, 509-665-9769. Learn more at blackrockasphaltsealcoating.com.
They may not be from you, but they're a part of your family. For many reasons, not all children are being raised by their parents. Are you a family member who has stepped in to help raise grandchildren, nieces, or nephews? Whether court-ordered or not, Aging and Adult Care may be able to assist you with many needs. Kinship Care helps keep family and community ties together. Learn more about Kinship Care by contacting Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington, working together for a better quality of life for all.
The best pizza in the known universe is right here in downtown Chelan, so come on up. For the best locally crafted beer and barbecue in Chelan, come on up.
For the best down-home scratch country cooking in North Central Washington, you'll find it in Manson. Come on up.
Come on up. Come on up.
Come on up.
Okay, we are back. Street Talk and other stuff, and I'm very happy to have Mr. Victor Estrada back today. Vic, nice to have you, buddy.
Good to be back.
Victor was on quite some time ago, and I really have been wanting to come back on. Last time you were here, we talked about the drug court.
We talked about the Recovery Coalition, the part that I'm a part of, the Washington Recovery Alliance, and then since then we've started a new Recovery Coalition out here in Central Washington.
Okay, well, we're going to talk about that, but just give us a little personal background. Tell us about yourself.
A little
so
personal
people
background.
Get to know you a little bit, you know?
So the interesting thing is they did this fun facts thing at this event I went to, and then I said, I don't have fun facts, I have some interesting facts. So I grew up in California. At a young age, I got involved in gangs. You know, I grew up in a middle-class family with, you know, I had everything I wanted, but I just chose a different life. You know, I've been incarcerated a lot. Did a few different stints in prison. And then 2015, I decided to make some changes, you know, and try to get my life back in order. And it's been going pretty good ever since I decided to walk away from the lifestyle I was living to where I'm at now.
Do you mind if I ask, what was it the catalyst that prompted you to say, hey, I need to get things back on track, or on track?
I was just tired of feeling hopeless all the time, tired of disappointing my family, my friends, my loved ones, letting down my children, I was tired of just living in something that I thought was real, like just the lifestyle that I was living. I thought it was like the only lifestyle I knew how to live.
Right.
And once I got into recovery, it was just totally different. I got to learn who I was intended to be.
Oh, cool. Very cool. That's very neat. So what was the recovery process for you? What did you,
Well, I mean, I've tried recovery before, and I've been through detox. I've been to multiple treatment centers, and this last time it was pretty much going to my sister's house, and just detoxing. Lots of sleep, lots of At first, I wanted to just quit my drug of choice, and I was drinking, and then a friend reintroduced me to the 12-step programs.
Yeah.
And I got off of everything. So it was like at home, I had tried to get into treatment a few months before that, and I never got called. So I did it on my own. It was pretty much something that I wanted enough to keep listening to the suggestions that I was told.
Well, how many years were you actually caught up in the addiction lifestyle?
Well, my addiction started when I was young. I'd say probably around the time I was 9 when I first started drinking. Mm-hmm. And then it just progressed over the years. So you say from 9 to 40, so about 31 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And now I'm going to ask a dangerous question here, because I don't think we're going to disagree on this. What do you think of the 12-step program?
To me, they work, and I love them. Yeah. Yeah.
See, my dad was an alcoholic too, so we grew up with AA, and I constantly talk to my clients who have addiction problems about getting in a 12-step program and working it and getting a sponsor. And I think it's become, for some people, so cliche, they just kind of poo-poo it.
Yeah.
Or it's just that idea that they can do it on their own. But
I've tried it on my own, and it's never been successful.
Yeah.
It's always, okay, I'm going to stop doing my drug of choice for a little bit and start drinking. And then as soon as I start drinking, I instantly want to get high.
Yeah.
So I'm making a phone call, and I'm off on another run. And I just got tired of having to just make that phone call.
Yeah.
It was a lot easier to just hit meetings and just keep showing up. They tell you one thing, and when I walked in the rooms, they told me 90 meetings in 90 days. Build a new foundation, and that's exactly what happened for me.
Really?
Is in them 90 days, I went to over 200 meetings, and I got a whole new group of friends, and I was constantly involved with something that was going on, whether it was the meeting, after the meeting, dinners, or going and getting coffee and hanging out with people in recovery. It gave me something to do other than have idle time and just think about, that obsessive compulsive pattern, like, oh man, I'm so bored, I can go do something right now. I'm gonna go hang out with one of my old friends, and that's what always got me in trouble, was my boredom.
And that's what I ask my clients who are in recovery, and my friends are, and even just casual acquaintances. I say, what are you doing for fun? Because you need to do something that is enjoyable. I mean, otherwise, the straight life can be really boring.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely.
You've got to find stuff that.
Yeah, for me personally, like, I'm one of them guys, like, this weekend I'm going to go to a recovery camp out. Last week I was in Vegas for a recovery conference.
Yeah, I saw that. You flew on a plane for the first time.
Yeah, first time ever.
It's funny. I was reading his Facebook post about how nervous he was.
Oh, man.
Hey, come on, grow up, Victor. Come on, be a man.
A guy this big, and look as mean as I look, I've never been on a plane. And there was a lot of fear there, and one of the things that I've learned in recovery is I have to get over my fears. Mm-hmm. So, like, when I got this email that said, hey, you've been picked out of 500 people to go to this event, we're paying for your ticket, or they're going to give you this amount on your ticket. And I was just like, man, I could take the bus down there. I'm Googling how long of a drive it is, and I was really nervous. Then I had these other questions like, oh man, I'm kind of big. Do I need 2 seats? Is it going to cost me more? And I try to use every excuse that I could to get out of it.
Not to get on that plane.
Yeah, not to get on the plane. But when I got on the plane, it wasn't that bad, except for when we were landing in Vegas. The turbulence was like a really rocky bus ride.
Yeah.
And then I heard this little 3-year-old kid in front of me laughing. So I let go of the grip on my seat, and I sat back, and I just listened to his laugh, and then we touched down, and it was perfect.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So you like flying, though, right?
Yeah. No, I'm me and my girlfriend are planning to go out to this recovery event, and I want to say it's in October out in Chicago.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I got a friend out there that's he's invited us out there to go check out this event.
All right,
yeah.
So okay, now where do you work? Let's go to that.
So I work for the Women's Resource Center. I do homeless outreach. I'm the homeless outreach coordinator. I started off working security at the Bruce Transitional House, and then this position opened up, and I jumped on it. You know, it was something that I was already doing on my own. Yeah. In the wintertime, I would take my old hoodies and my beanies and socks and stuff like that, and I would give them out to the homeless people. So when this program opened up, it's pretty much doing the same thing, except for you're trying to help them get enrolled into the program to get into housing.
Sure, right.
Yeah.
And how's that going? How you liking it?
I love it. Yeah. You know, I get to drive around all day and just talk to people. You know, and like I've talked about it before, you know, I've talked about it in the paper, I've talked about it like with Rufus. And one thing you have to do is you have to remember that these people are human.
Yeah, big time.
You know, a lot of them, all it takes is some simple conversation and you can make their whole day.
You know, I try to tell myself that. You know, I used to go down to the lighthouse and help serve, and of course, when I was a cop, I dealt with, they're human beings, and everybody's got a story, you know, and I would try to remember. I mean, when these people were born, were there people who were happy and thrilled the way, you know, I was when my kids were born, and what was it like growing up, and whatever it was that caused these folks to make the lifestyle changes, whether it was a choice they made or circumstances that brought about, everyone's got a story, and we need to remember that, you know?
I mean, the biggest thing is just remembering that they're human, you know? And I've talked to several guys out there on the streets, you know, they got the sign, and the first thing they tell you is, man, thank you for talking to me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure I've shared that with a few other people too. They just ask me, like, how do you approach them? I'm like, you just pull up and say, hello, man, how are you doing today?
Right.
Me, I'm usually handing out something, whether it's socks, you know, bottled water, some snacks, some lunches. In the wintertime, sleeping bags, gloves. I recently did like backpacks with like, it was a care backpack. You know, it had like some hygiene stuff in there. Body wash, soap, you know, razors, toothbrush, toothpaste, stuff like that, just to know. And it's just, the first thing they tell me is thank you, you know.
And you know what my church did for a while to avoid embarrassing people by saying, you know, because we had a similar thing. We had a bunch of bags with socks, gloves, you know, some simple toiletries. And what we would do, instead of going up and saying, do you want these? We'd say, do you know someone who might need this stuff?
Interesting.
You know, so it didn't put the person, you know, because some people might feel offended that, you know, just because I look like a street person, you think I need deodorant, you know.
Yeah.
So, but it's cool. It's cool. Yeah. But then again, somebody like you, with the background you have.
Yeah.
You know,
a lot of the people know me out there.
Yeah. I mean, there's a verse in the Bible that says all things work together for good for those who love God. It doesn't mean that everything happens in a life is what God wants, but God can make it turn into something good.
Yeah.
And you're probably a real blessing to many of these folks.
I've been told that.
Yeah.
I just got told that yesterday at the powerhouse by one of the pastors that works there. He says, Victor, you're a bigger blessing to us than you know.
Yeah, probably. You know.
Yeah, because I mean, I've done everything I can to help let the community know that like the powerhouse needs help. They're suffering with volunteers. You know, they're shut down. Like they're the only place that's open throughout the day in the summertime and the wintertime. You know, Monday through Friday, they can actually, like, people can go in there, get sleep. They can eat food. They can take showers. They can, you know, wash their clothes. They get clean clothes there. You know, it's the only place that it's like that in the whole valley.
Okay, and where is that?
East Wenatchee at, what's the name of the church? I can't think of the name of the church. The Shalom Church in East Wenatchee.
Okay,
It's on Valley Mall Parkway.
Cool, great,
Yeah.
good. Okay, so we're going to take a quick break. Okay, but when we come back, we're talking with Mr. Victor Estrada today. Now, I mean, this man, very impressed, okay? He's got a very good story about his recovery, but he's a person who is taking the experience of his own life and bringing it out to other people to be, you know, just being a vision of hope for them. And, you know, like I said to you off camera, you're somebody who I refer a lot of my clients to go talk to this guy because you talk their language, and in me, you know, I mean, you know, people aren't necessarily going to listen to me, but but they will listen to somebody like you. But hey, street talking other stuff. Mike Maddog, Magnotti. You stick around. We'll be right back. So.
If you love tennis, you need to experience Central Washington's best-kept secret, Harmony Meadows. Harmony Meadows is a world-class destination tennis and event center nestled between the Cascades and Orchardland in the beautiful Chelan Valley. The 8 outdoor tennis courts feature Lake Hole Masters 8, a cushioned surface used at the Miami Open. There's also 2 outdoor pickleball courts. With the stunning backdrops, Harmony Meadows is your ace destination. Call or see them on the web. Harmony Meadows.
I have a hereditary bone disease from the female side of my family. My bone loss was so significant. that you could almost see the roots. I became embarrassed and I started covering my mouth. Eating became very difficult as far as I stopped eating apples, corn on the cob, things that you just eat as it is without utensils. Dr. Divis was my dentist prior to having implants. We talked about traditional dentures or implants, and implants was the only way really that I could go. John Divis and all of his office staff, they checked on me throughout all the processes. I would never go anyplace else. Today, I can eat corn on the cob. I can have apples. Thanks to Dr. John Divis and his staff, I have my smile back. I feel more confident. I am me again.
This is John Divis. Let our team help you solve your dental needs.
Hey everyone, Fletcher and Amy Ellington here from Live It Up. In the investment world, ROI stands for Return on Investment. Well, how does better health, better wealth, and better relationships sound for ROI? Join us every week right here on NCW Life and learn how to invest in the most important asset, you.
We're going to answer your questions and provide some weekly inspiration so you can create a life that you love. Join us on Live It Up.
Street Dog and other stuff. Mike, Maddog, Magnotti. I'm my own doggone name. But yeah, I'm here with Mr. Victor Estrada. I got your name right.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'd like Victor coming on here because we talk about recovery. He's been through it himself. He's a beacon of hope to other people, and it's something I wanted to ask. Some people have success with recovery, and some people don't. What are you seeing in that? I mean, what's the difference between those who do well?
So what I see and I see happening like in recovery is the people that really want something out of recovery, they're going to take something from the recovery, and the people that don't want anything are the ones that just weren't ready yet.
Yeah.
And it happens. It took me, I went to treatment about 9 times.
Really, that many? Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it just like I thought I wanted something different, but I wasn't ready yet. Even it goes back 25 years ago. My daughter was taken from me, and I was, she was taken from me. I went to treatment. I was working on getting her back, and then I got scared, and I let my daughter get adopted. I gave her my parental rights because I didn't know how to be a father. I was scared.
Yeah. That's kind of.
It's tough. It's something that I'm working on right now. I'm in that part of my steps where I'm working on that.
Yeah.
And that's what I like for me. What I get out of the program that I work is I'm working on healing myself. I never realized why I got loaded and tried to numb the pain because I never thought there was pain there.
Right. I hear
It's still until I started working steps and I started doing self-examination, and I started to see these little flaws in my life, and the reasons why I was getting high was because I was numbing pain. But before, I thought I did this because I loved the lifestyle, that I loved going to prison, that I loved selling drugs, that I loved, the chaos and mayhem that came with all of it. And really, it was just like I was hurt, and I felt like a failure. So instead of feel like a failure, I thought I was going to be somebody big in the dope world, and it didn't work out like that, So, yeah, what people get out of the program, and recovery period is what they want out of it,
And that's, that's one of the reasons why I think that the steps are so valuable, because of the self-inventory, the self-examination that it asks you to make. Looking at your heart, looking at your real reasons for what you're doing, going back and making things right with other people if necessary. I think that's just important because people carry that around. But if you can go to somebody and say, hey, look, I know I hurt you, I know I did wrong, and I want to make it right, and say, I'm sorry, that can be really healing. I mean, not only for themselves.
There's more to it than just saying you're sorry. It's more about action.
Sure.
Like I'm on that part right now where I'm writing these letters. Actually, I wrote the letters out, but I have to show them that I'm going to continue to do this. It's not once I make an amends for my wrongs that it's okay. Yeah. It's just I got to keep living the life that I'm living and not go back.
Sure, exactly.
Because,
right.
I don't want to have to do that again. I don't want to have to make amends twice. If I can do them once and continue living the way that I'm living, I don't ever have to make an amends again.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and that's an important thing, too. I mean, learning from our mistakes. I did this once, and I don't like the consequences from it, and that's going to help me not do it again. Yeah. All right, another thing I want to ask you, which is I talk to my clients about, too. I say, how long do you have to stay clean? Well, the rest of my life. I say, no, you got to stay clean today. what time you go to bed? 10, 11 o'clock. I said, can you stay clean or whatever it is your issue? Because that's not only substance abuse. I deal with people with pornography issues and some other stuff too, you know? Well, yeah, I can do it till 10 o'clock. I said, that's all. I mean, each day has enough evil of its own. Just take care of it today. And that philosophy is good, isn't it? So,
yeah, I mean, there are people that talk about living just for the day, you know, but when I came in, they kept telling me this is a lifelong program.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at it like a lifelong program.
right.
So I compared my life up until the point where I decided to get clean, and I evaluated, like, okay, I did drugs for this many years. I think I can stay clean for this many years. I'm going to make an attempt, but I have to do it one day at a time.
Right, okay, good.
Because if I start just like planning, like, oh yeah, 5 years from now I'm going to be doing it, I can't. I'm thinking way too far ahead, and who knows what can happen between here and there.
Yeah, no,
You
big
know,
time.
yeah, it is a one day at a time thing. You can't. I made a commitment though to myself.
And that's, you know, I think we're saying the same thing, but I think it just puts it into better perspective. I mean, you know, I got to do this for the rest of my life. I mean, oh man, that's kind of overwhelming.
That's a long time.
You know?
For some people, you know.
Not quite so long for some of us.
A lot of young people though come in and then when they hear that, it's like, wow, my life's gonna be boring. So one of the things that I started doing in the last few years that I've been clean for a little over 4 years. But one of the things that I do is I try to keep people doing fun stuff. Like, so after I got back from my trip to Vegas, you know, we had a recovery float. You know, we all floated down the river. There had to have been at least 100.
I remember seeing that on Facebook.
There had to have been at least 100 of us. You know, so stuff like that. You let them see that there's fun. And in this last winter, we went tubing at Snoqualmie Pass. You know, a bunch of us. It was me and my girlfriend and a bunch of people from Tacoma area that I'm friends with. Yeah, so we all met up there and we went tubing and made a thing of it. And I was scared of that too because I got pushed. Like the first time I went down, two of my friends, like ran with me on the tube and then like flung me down this hill. And it was like, ah! And the first thing I kept thinking is like, I'm gonna break my neck, I'm gonna break my neck, I'm gonna break my neck. And then whew, I hit the bottom. I was like, yes. You know, and it felt really good. So then my girlfriend was like, let's go again. I'm like, let's go, you know. So yeah, you have fun in recovery. It's just like you just have to participate in things that are fun. Like I don't like to go camping, but I'm going camping this weekend.
Really?
And it's a recovery event. You know.
When was the last time you went camping?
I went glamping, which is like glamorous camping a couple years ago. You know, we had a tent with the blow-up mattresses, and then we had an air conditioner inside our tent.
Yeah. Oh,
you know, yeah. You know, but this year's gonna be. Well, actually, no. I went camping again last year. We had cabins though, but it's like. I don't like bugs.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Dirt.
Camping to me is if I can see trees through my motel window.
Yeah, that's perfect. You know, that's like you're right in the forest.
Cool. Yeah. And isn't there a big recovery event every year over on the coast somewhere?
Out of Ocean Shores, yeah.
Yeah, right, Ocean Shores. I thought that, because another client of mine was telling me about it, kind of a week-long thing.
It's, I usually go on a Wednesday and come back on Sunday.
Okay, right.
Yeah. I'm making about 4 days out of it, 4 or 5 days. Okay. It's a little spendy, but it's well worth it.
Yeah.
You know, where else can you get 5,000 people in recovery together at one time and just have fun?
Yeah.
You know, you're not all doing the same stuff together, but you got people out there riding mopeds, you got people riding it, like driving up and down the beach, you got people out at the jetty taking pictures, and then you have all the, you know, the recovery stuff in between.
Okay. All right, so somebody comes to you and says, hey, look, you know, I've got this issue. I need help. What do you tell them? What's the first thing? What is it that they need to start doing?
Usually I'll ask them if they want to go to a meeting, you know, and if they don't, like I do get a lot of message requests that people that ain't my friends from people's family members, and they'll say like, my son or my daughter's going through this, you know, how can you help them? Or hey, I'm struggling with this. How do I get what you got? And I'm like, well, if you'd like to go to a meeting, I can take you. And if it's a female, I'll tell my girlfriend, hey, baby, can you reach out to this person and talk to them? Because you know, one of the things in our program is men stick with men and women stick with women. It just so it helps them find the right group of people to hang around with when they're doing recovery.
And there are tons of meetings.
Oh yeah, there's 2 to 3 every day in the valley.
I mean, I sometimes will run. You know, I'll talk to a client in my office and they'll say something. Well, I don't know where they are, and I go to the computer and I print out the list. It's like 4 or 5 pages.
Yeah.
You know, and you're right. There are some every day, and some folks go to a meeting at least once a day.
I used to go to like 9 meetings a week, and now I'm down to about 5 a week, just because I needed time. Because I've been in a relationship for over a year, but it's like we needed to have our time. So,
Sure.
and that's
Yeah,
one of the things
that's
I have to
important.
learn in the program is like, if I use all my time for recovery and I get overwhelmed and then I feel like I don't want to be a part of it anymore. Like, oh, I don't have nothing else to offer. They've heard everything I've said. So I've learned and I read in the literature to take a step back, you know.
Yeah, actually, somebody really close to me went through recovery some years ago, and it ended up ending their marriage. And I talked to his wife about it, and she said he became addicted to his recovery. And I thought that was a little sad. I didn't think the relationship was all that stable anyway, honestly. But it's, I do tell people that when they come in, that they have to be sure they're doing it for themselves and not to save their marriage, because things could change. And that's not easy to take, but I want people to say, hey, look, I'm not doing this for somebody else. I'm doing it because it's the person I want to be.
Yeah.
You know?
No, it's definitely changed me into a better
I think that's
person.
what's important, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what I say. I mean, who do you want to be? And if you're not that person, what do you need to do to get there? That's a question all of us should be asking ourselves, you know? So my DV guys, the guys I'm counseling with domestic violence, I say the same thing. Well, I changed it a little different. A lot of them have kids. So I say, are you the kid you want your daughter? Are you the man you want your daughter to go up and meet?
That's a good one.
No, I'm not, you know? I said, well, she's going to, okay? She's gonna meet some guy and she's gonna go, oh my gosh, I thought I've known you all my life because you were gonna be the person who's the primary role model. But hey, talking with Mr. Victor Estrada today, proud of this guy, proud to call him a friend, proud of the fact that he's accomplished so much in the recovery of his life. Not only that, but the fact that he's reaching out and helping other people. But hey, we're gonna come say goodbye to him in a minute, but we gotta take one last quick break. So Street Talk and other stuff, Mike, Maddog, Magnotti, we will be right back. So.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, did you know that the NCW Life channel is North Central Washington's go-to source for news? No matter how you prefer to view your news, NCW Life has you covered. Watch the evening news weeknights on TV, stream it, read it at ncwlife.com, or catch the latest news by following us on Facebook. Stay informed with local news, sports, weather, and shows featuring local people and events. NCW Life, a reflection and a spotlight of the communities we call home.
Highlander Grill and Golf Course is known as one of the finest wedding venues in the Wenatchee area. You do not have to be a member to come to Highlander. Highlander Golf Course offers a first-class backdrop for your wedding day. Our friendly professional staff will ensure your wedding and reception is picture perfect, from every moment leading up to the I do's to when the lights go down at the end of your reception. Hi, I'm Shalane, site coordinator for Highlander Grill. Give me a call to schedule your event today.
Hey folks, Carrie from Blueberry Hills in Manson, where we've got huge news. We've started our Blueberry U-Pick. It's a great time to toss the family in the car and get on out to Blueberry Hills, where you can get the best down-home scratch country cooking around and pick some of the world's most delicious and largest blueberries that have been high desert farmed. This makes for an intense blueberry flavor, and they are so much fun to pick. Our fields are open 8 to 2:30 daily and restaurant from 8 to 3, so come on out and join us.
Being able to support yourself and your family is an important part of who we are. We all need to know we're able to provide ourselves with a secure future. Some job seekers have a harder time finding work. That's why Goodwill's Employment Connection Center is here, a free walk-in job search assistance program designed to help people find work. When you shop at or donate to Goodwill, you're really being a job creator, and that's a good thing for everyone's future. Goodwill. There's more behind the store.
Okay, Street Talk and other stuff. We're back just to say goodbye to Mr. Victor Estrada. Victor, very, very happy to have you here today.
Thank
proud
you.
to know
appreciate
you.
it.
You know, proud of the work you do, and you're one of the shining stars in our community,
Thank
buddy.
you. Appreciate that.
Okay, really appreciate that. But hey, Street Talk and other stuff. Mike, Maddog, Magnotti, appreciate you being here on this fine morning in mid-September. We will see you next week. You have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Hey everyone, did you know that the NCW Life channel is North Central Washington's go-to source for news? No matter how you prefer to view your news, NCW Life has you covered. Watch the evening news weeknights on TV, stream it, read it at ncwlife.com, or catch the latest news by following us on Facebook. Stay informed with local news, sports, weather, and shows featuring local people and events. NCW Life, a reflection and a spotlight of the communities we call home.
Get the fastest internet available in North Central Washington by switching to LocalTel and get speeds up to 1,000 meg. Call 888-8888 today or go online to localtel.net.